We figured if I spoke about it long enough and hard enough, this time it would get out. So, this is it. A political idea. I am no politician, although there is a good connotation of that word somewhere. And the force I have to make my political ideas true for other people are next to zero, but that's no reason not to make them public, and from then on to publicize them and promote them, knowing that it's my job to tell people about them and their job to pick it up. And if that makes me a political leader, that's not something that I aspire to be. But I do have a political idea that no one else has. Excuse me. But I do have a political idea, which just like my religion idea, I mean, it's not that different. It's not that strange. But it is an innovation of what does exist and what people accept. Thing is, people accept the idea and think that it's happening, and it's not. It's happening like near beer will get you drunk. Yeah, I guess if you drink enough of it. It's happening like it's not. It's not happening. People think that they have the opportunity to pursue their dreams, and it's a big deal in movies anyway. But as far as 99% of us, forget it. So the political idea, it's all in the imagination now. But like I said before, there are apparitions of it, small examples of it in the world. I'm just taking it to a ridiculous extreme in order to make the thing actually work and solve some problems that we've got. Well, here's the idea. Every kid, 5 years old, 6 years old, in the world gets an index card. And there's 2 words on it at the top, and the rest is blank. All the blue lines are blank, if you know what index cards. All the blue lines are blank, but that red line on top, it's got 2 words at the top of it, right in the middle. Capital letters. I wish. And that 4-year-old, 5-year-old, 6-year-old is given a pencil and told, whatever their name is, write down just what you wish for. Make it as deep, as big as it has to be for you to express yourself. And then, a couple years later, they're given the same card, well, a same blank card, and they're told, do it again. And they have a copy of the card that they had. Meanwhile, the original card is in their permanent file, so to say, their permanent record. And that little card, that first one, that little card is like their teachers, their parents, everybody else they have to deal with. Take that thing seriously. And it's a guide to the guys at school of what classes that kid should go to, even at 5 years old. You see, the thing about that index card is that's gold. That card is gold. That card is the coin of the realm. It's more valuable than the pieces of paper that get stamped by the Federal Reserve and have a number on them, how many dollars that piece of paper is. Same piece of paper, it could be 10. Another same piece of paper, it get made into a $100 bill. Well, that index card is gold, and it's money because that, on that index card, as written by the kid, is what that kid is willing to what? Go through hell to get done, to see happen. That's value. And for the formative years of that kid, mentors and teachers and business people and whatever other institution is adding value. Whoever that kid ties on to be to be his helper, to be his mentor, to be his teacher. And year by year, that wish that's on that piece of index card is checked out. And the kid checks it out. Do I need to add to this or amend it? Or you see, right now, if my observations are of value, right now it's top down. This is what you need to learn, kid. And there's some strange stuff that kids need to learn nowadays. Whereas my political idea, I start with every kid in the world as an individual, as an asset, as a company of one. And you're thinking, no, well, you can't do that. So what? We continue the way things are, wasting people, wasting people's drives. See, here's a drive inside of a kid. Here's something that they were gifted to do. And he's told from an early age, one way or another, that can't be done. Maybe 1 in a million can do that. Some lucky soul. Some guy that hits the jackpot. Everybody else, forget it. Let's get practical, kid. Let's start thinking about that ditch that needs to be dug. That garbage that needs to be hauled in. But if you start with every kid and you ask them, what's the world going to be like in 10 years, 15 years? Put down on that index card, on a piece of paper, what you want the world to be like and what you want to be doing in it. And every kid underneath the sun, if those wishes are held and appreciated and used as what that kid goes through school for, even from first grade, and every kid on planet Earth has that and does that, we'd have a different culture. We'd have a different society. We would have a different world. Instead of 99% of kids growing up and having 99% of what they are thrown away along the way, we'd have 100% of the kids using 100% of what they are. And instead of a few things given out, for people to get, you'd have 1 billion and more sources of giving. This is what I want to give to the world. And a kid starts with that. And he's told nonstop by person after person, it can happen, it will happen, it's gonna happen. There might even be a few less criminals. Instead of some kid growing up thinking, I'm gonna steal what that guy is. They're gonna see, well, that's a hell of a way to live. Glorified in movies all the time. Oh, group of bank robbers getting together for one last big break, big job, so they can live high on the hog the rest of their lives. And, one of them dies along the way. Well, he's collateral damage. Kids are a walking bankroll, if not a bank unto themselves. I can do this, I can do that. And I want to do, if only I have 1 or 2 people that's done something like that before and can give me a drop of support every once in a while. And I'm not talking about just a lucky few that get to live this way. I'm talking about a political movement that makes it happen for everyone. Settle down, Kirky. So none of my comments have been written down. I mean, the words themselves, but I do have a pamphlet. And I don't know whether to just recite the pamphlet right now or in a minute or so or a couple minutes, or whether to end this and just attach it to this episode. Now, the biggest thing, but I'll say this before I do anything else. The biggest thing, the biggest roadblock there is in actually seeing this happen. I mean, to the fullest extent of what the world is individuals, perhaps like yourself. I want to be kind, but I'll just say it. The biggest roadblock is person after person saying, that's a nice idea, but it'll never happen. They're the realists. And then the idea comes across their mind, well, everybody wants to rule the world. What if you have everybody trying to get their own way? Like they say, too many chiefs, not enough Indians, and all that. Too many chiefs, not enough Indians. Well, too many chiefs trying to order other people around. But I don't know if that would get down on the index card first thing from a 5-year-old. I want to push people around. Yeah, maybe 1 or 2 in the class. Maybe 1 or 2%. I want to push people around for the rest of my life. I want to be a boss. A boss of what? Boss of pushing people around. Wow. We'll see if we have a training program for that, Johnny. Biggest impediment it has to happen in people's lives is people saying it cannot happen in their lives. Pretty simple, eh? We need a political movement to tell people in their face it can and it will. And I'm not coming up against the power structure that's in existence right now well, maybe I am a bit. What I'm all about is putting in people's heads that there's a different way of doing stuff. There's a different world to be had that if it existed fully, you would be doing a bit more, you'd be doing a bit closer, you'd be doing a bit more of what you can innately do, rather than having to learn the way things work and get the system to push people down as you rise on that corporate ladder. How many times have you heard, see, again, in movies and stuff, or just, people being interviewed. I always wanted to be blah, 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 but never really got the chance. Things happened, and all of a sudden I was married with a couple of kids and had to put my dreams aside in order to make their dreams come true. In the meanwhile, that guy's carrying around his experience. And like it or not, that experience is being transferred to his kids, saying, there's no way you're going to do what you want to do. Shit's going to happen, buddy. Pardon my French. I learned that somewhere. Bad, real bad. I went to a bad place and brought that back. So, I suppose I could pull out the major points I've made in these past 20 minutes or so and package it up into a monumental meme. Get people thinking about it. That's the gist of my idea. I wrote it out. I've been writing it out over the years. Made a pretty good presentation of it on one piece of paper about 5-6 years ago. So I'll put this on the website too, as well as this video, God willing. It's a bit more formalized on this piece of paper because I carry that idea of a kid putting his wish on to everybody. Everybody, every year, gets that. And chooses for that year who they think can best help them get it done that year. If it's going to take 2 or 3 years, well, hopefully during that year they'll establish enough credibility with that person that the person will carry through with them. It's all there. I will attempt, maybe not during the next few minutes, but I will attempt, if this simple idea exists in people's heads and person after person wants it to be done, and pretty soon, well, that'd be one less roadblock to have it and actually happen. I think I said that right. Episode 114. This is going to be entirely politics. And it's going to be entirely written from writing, from written record. Pre-written. I guess that's how to say it. The 2016, 2017 pamphlet, 10-page pamphlet, small pages, so I could put all 10 pages plus a extra 4, and the cover and the copyright on 8.5 by 11 sheet. So, without correction, without comment, without addition, without subtraction. This is Politix 2. Politix 3 will be all of that. Addition, correction, taking out, etc. And of course, I'll have a graphic of each page as you're watching. As I did in a previous video. In the beginning of 2018. Maybe I'll show that too. Greater representation. And on the cover you got a room of 20 with a treasure chest in between them, with the magic word on it, wish. A motto: one simple tool and rule to correct every problem of government and money. And the subtitle is Politics and Economy. The copyright page features the Otherix 7-star. I suppose I should say the Ox Otherix 7-star, as it was originally composed back in 2014. Here I go commenting. A New Religion and Its Politics, Book 2. Greater Representation, Politics and Economy. Copyright 1990 to 2017, Ox Otherix. Kirk Hurlbert, DBA Ox Otherix, www.otherix.com. And this is version 2017 4/16. A couple days after my commenting now. Warning. Our chaos means their order. Testing.
Page 1.
Warning, 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 warning.
Our chaos when the powers that be are set on microchipping us all as mind-controlled livestock, it's time to catch a better ride to the future. GR, greater representation, GR. Greater representation replaces all government, federal, state, local, etc., and accomplishes all functions, executive, judicial, legislative. Greater representation dominates elections, voting in the millions, voting for one write-in candidate in every write-in space available, voting for and writing in greater representation, or GR for short. GR is politicking and governing by being a great social network to foster and bankroll the human race. Page 2. Welcome to the party. What are we doing? Taking over the world, of course. With what? Greater representation. GR rule is by only one rule. Each person has only one vote. With it, they choose one leader every year for only 1 year. Choose whomever you want. They're your leader, whether they like it or not. Choose the same person year after year, or change from one to another as the years roll on. Your leader needs no one else's vote to be your leader. By this, there may therefore be any number of leaders, each leading one or more voters. Your leader's job: make your wishes come true and solve all your problems. Page 3. That's the heart and soul of GR. Ultimately, allegiance to this new way is in the relationship between each voter and their chosen leader. GR government is the sum total of these relations. GR government is the sum total of these relationships. Nothing more, nothing else, nothing less. GR government runs on an index card between you and your leader. I wish. Write on this card whatever you wish. Page 4. What's that mean to you? Community, where any number of people join around a leader and the projects and works by which they are known. Communities, geographically based or not, create distinctive culture, aura, society, and focus. The wishes of each community individual live in an atmosphere of mutual support, growing in variety and strength, souls knit together around common drives and interests. Leader joins with leader, greater associations, companies of kindred communities form around the more widely held wishes, creating products, services, and much more to give, give, give. The more widely held wishes, creating products, services, and much more to give, give, give to one, to many, to the world. Giving is the way of putting more wealth in the world, not the rush to get what others have. Page 5. And the tax-free, debt-free currency of our government bears this motto: every wish pursued until realized, every problem worked until solved. Every problem worked until solved. Here's the the 20 room again, and in the middle of it, it has wishes matter. Underneath that, it says wishes accomplished pay for themselves and then some. And another motto, all that is was once a wish. And by it is a single seat, denoting a single voter. How you feeling so far? Are you with me? Hey! Laddies and lassies. Hey! Are you with me? I'm with you. I'm with you. Page 6. Our wishes are wings. By them we humans have always flown in the work in progress, and the work of progress is the result of unrelenting wishing. This is the real economy of better democracy. Leaders leading many voters have a standard way to deal with them all. Groups in the group room. By it, leaders form groups of 20 from all their voters and choose one voter in each to be group representative. That's good reason to choose a leader you can work with, who knows you, wants to be your leader, has done things you want to do, and knows people you want to know. And every leader has chosen their own leader, so it's in their interest to lead well, to get ahead, advance their career, agenda, goals, etc. Just like you, don't you think? Page 7. What if a leader gets 19 votes? Or if two choose each other as leader? Common sense solves such problems. For larger problems, bigger wishes, and more people, we reuse this tool of creating groups to energize the full range and depth of humankind. Each year's elections producing the operating rule of world domination. Example, GR grouping for 160 million people. 20 people make a group. Their leader chooses the group's representatives. Their leader chooses the group's representative. Group room. 20 groups make a town. The town is headed by its town supervisor, chosen by its group's representatives. Town hall. 20 towns make a county, headed by its county executive, chosen by its supervisors. 20 counties make an area, headed by its area senator, chosen by its executives. 10 areas make a state, headed by its state governor, chosen by its senators. 10 states make a directorate, headed by a national director, chosen by its governors. And the 10 directors select one from their ranks to be president for that 1 year. Page 8. GR is a continuity of government by maintaining the wishes of each and every person, embodied in their yearly right to choose one leader. This one rule dictates, in millions of choices, how the economy is run. The designs and machinations of an elite and unelected few can wither away if the collected force of goal realization is released on the face of existence and fabric of reality. GR fixes the present system, which is a private few and their pawns, monopoly multinational corporations and banks, bureaucracies and whole nation states in hock, suppressing technologies, shoving make-believe money down our throats, and funding an economy of war-making, secret treaties, constant surveillance, and deadly products. It isn't democracy nor representative. It's just here. GR is of, by, and for all people. Page 9. That's greater representation. The heart and soul, and with the groups and all, the structure of it too. It is a whole system based on each minority and special interest. Each person's developed wishes giving a better life, adventure, and friends. And wishes are the way things are. As much as mouths to feed, bills to pay, death and taxes in City Hall. Join the party. Join the party. Are you in or out? Wishes are the way things are. If there's one thing that I want to put in the common parlance of the mill workaday world, the world that says the only thing you have to rely on is death and taxes, is to get people, common 99% of the human race, get them thinking, common thought, somehow a common saying. Wishes are the way things are. Wishes are the way things get to be. Wishing is the way things get to be. Wishing. Wishes are the way things are. Where's my soapbox? And wishes are the way things are. As much as mouths to feed, bills to pay, death and taxes in City Hall. Say it again. Join the party. Each person's developed wishes giving a better life, adventure, and friends. Yes. And wishes are the way things are. Say it again. As much as mouths to feed, bills to pay, death and taxes in City Hall. Join the party. Say it again. Join the party. Join the party. Are you in or out? You in or out? Join the party. Are you in or out? In or out? Are you in or out? Are you in or out? I'll use one of them. Use all. GR. Greater representation. Here we go. Do it. Do it, cowboy. Cowboy up. Government recall. Goal realization. Golden relatives. General repairs. Giant resources. Genius research. Gentle republic. Gain relevance. Global rights. Gives results. Grand remedy. Grassroots. Good reason. Group rule. Generation revolution. Get her done. Great ride. Grow rich. Get real. Last page, page 10. We can get voters clubs going to promote GR all year round, and on election day, our tactic is write-in. Write-in GR. Write-in GR in every write-in space available. GR, 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 GR. When GR starts winning elections, throwing a wrench in the present system. GR, 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 GR.
When GR starts winning.
When GR starts winning elections.
Winning, not winging.
Throwing a wrench in the present system. It will convince an always growing number of people that there is a way of really doing democracy
winning.
that of its own realizes the goal. That of its own realizes the goal. An unfailingly expanding economy. Give me a G. Give me an R. What's it spell? Now to get an induction of courage in the ranks. I also placed this on the 8.5 by 11. It's a short composition that I did a few years earlier, at the very end of the 2000s. 2009, December 26th. I call it Dream Completion. I'm going to have to pull it out because I got a tag in front of part of it. Here goes. I have lived with the idea for 20 years, and it has not destroyed me. And that's saying something. The first thing that will occur to you if you take hold of an idea other than yourself, bigger than yourself, is that it will destroy you. Something bigger than us has the power to take us out of our humdrum, not just for an hour like a movie, or a day or two like a good book, but for many days and many lives. The lives we live and the lives we push, press, and step upon, or otherwise effect or influence. Let this be our motto and credo, that there is something new around the bend. There's always something new around the bend. God exists and He still creates. There's something new around the bend, and we have the power to make it a part of the world at large. If we steel ourselves to grab it when we make that turn, if we plant our feet firmly enough to make it part of our true reality, rather than just some flowery speech wisp of the wind that waits for real people to make something real out of it the next time around. The need of our present situation shows a need for something new. It's as simple as that. And the new leadership, the faces, the people who have taken hold of and contain this new idea within themselves, always and will always face contrary opinion, forceful rebuff, and out-and-out warfare from the present leadership. Present leadership, which is the figurehead of the very need, the producers of the sad situation which presently exists. They will fight tooth and nail. They will call me a nobody and less than a nobody, since a nobody cannot tell anyone anything, let alone substantial somebody such as yourselves. So take my idea such as it is. It isn't mine. I belong to it. God exists and He gives. The present distress is a great gift. Who of great men came when everything was A-OK? Name one who did not solve some bruise in the sides or the insides of humanhood. We are presented with a great gaping hole and sore bruise among our fellows and even ourselves. Are we the persons history will reward with the designation of greatness? It's up to us, and the idea which now bears upon our belly. The idea which sets a rule to all the rulers foisted upon mankind, sets a true inch among men where only a supposed inch has been the rule of the day. My friends, if you can effect one small thing, but which is used everywhere and in all places, you will effect everything everywhere and in all places all the time. So, our brutal attack upon the system now, in force, is not from the outside looking in, ready to unleash some horrible hell weapon and destroy it all. It's from our presence within the system, and within the great human population of our fellows, as one of them here, as two of them there, with one idea joining our disparate and separated ranks. Truly, God is at our side, but only because the idea is so near us. The idea is from God. He is the inventor and enunciator of it. And he knows the fables which many men, the millions, have wasted themselves upon. Do you like it? Maybe even shorter right here. Maybe. Episode 115. I suppose I should start the comments about the pamphlet with comments about the cover. And then the copyright page. Well, let's get them up and see if I have anything to say. Boy. I have nothing to add or take away. I stand by it. How's that? On to the next. Okay, I was going to make a comment about, right at the bottom, the version. So I will say this. I had an accident that Friday, Good Friday. This is 4/16, that's Easter Sunday, 2017. You get some good light on this area. That's how I got those scars. And closest to death I've ever been, I suppose. Blacked out for half a second while I hit the other car. I woke up and still had all my fingers and toes and hands and feet, so thank you, God. I was out in the country and some guy came along and noticed I was bleeding right here. In fact, it was pumping, so I hit an artery. And so he gave me, do you have a towel? I think so. Gave me the towel and he called the ambulance. The girl that I hit, she was off in a field, but she was standing by her car, so she was okay. Hit the side of her car, and she had side airbags. So I lived. And I went back home. Got a ride by my good friend Johnny in Buffalo, Amherst. Took me down to outside of Eden where I lived. And next couple days I finalized a couple of pamphlets. Book 1, The New Religion, and Book 2, It's Politics. There you go. Comment. Page 1. You get a sense of the attitude I was in for a little bit. Kind of, as they say, conspiracy theories. But in this pamphlet, I'm presenting a whole different way of control that is 100% from the bottom up. So I don't think we need to be microchipped. The one matter that we are here for is to see that this pamphlet presents a whole system of control of 100% of the people controlling the world instead of 0.1%, and of having people see that that's a better way of doing things, 10 times better, at least, to quote Peter Drucker and all that. At least 10 times is better, and that this greater representation does it. Don't have to wait for some other form to come along. This does it. Let's see, that's 2 goals right now. And the third goal is putting it in place. Getting some A/B testing going on somewhere. I suppose if that's the only comment I had to say about the whole pamphlet, that'd be 90% of what I had to say. And Politix 4 would be a record of yours truly talking to people about it, starting local, having actual meetings. So, see you at the meeting. I hope you recognize me. What did she call me? Towering Inferno. Let's start with the premise that we're all the same. Across the board, high and low, rich and poor. If we were the super rich and the powerful, having been the powerful, indeed, the power elite, from generation to generation for generations now, and yes, even centuries, we would be doing the same thing that the present super rich and powerful are doing. Not just the new super rich, but the super rich whose grandpas and great-great-great-grandpas were the super rich of their day. In other words, we've gotten used to the notion and even inbred with it and confirmed by the indoctrination of our upbringing that 99.9% of all the human beings who have ever lived or will ever are cattle. And the fact that you're the least bit offended at that remark speaks of your and our, for I am like you, inbreeding the other way. We're all just average Joes and Janies. Let's pretend we are the super rich, living in the exalted skyscrapers, penthouse domiciles, and the vast country estates long standing for millennia. And let's bring some wisdom into our situation. There is wisdom in these parts. We did not reach to be super rich simply by threat and graft and stealing and being the biggest bullies. Instead of wanting more, friends, we want more from the herd. Now, since this is not a discussion but a speech, you're going to have to agree with every one of my insights if you're going to reach the top with me and breathe this rarefied air I've been keeping to myself and enjoying for quite a while. And the first insight is that more and continued and constant and unremitting freedom and safety are called for in our situation to get the herd and every specimen in it at peak production. Now, the people's religion is for sure a main issue, what with death being the insistent stalker prompting us to solve the issues of life and existence before death's jaws fasten hard upon body and soul. And I think, here again, you're taking my insights as de facto fact so as to keep riding with me to my summit, that my book, that is video, SX Cosmocrator, does a fair job at solving that and establishing rectification of every imbalance in the spiritual, philosophical, religion space and all of its contrary voices. No debate entertained on that being so, at least in the time we have here together this morning. I can complete my speech this morning, remaining on the other key topics relating to increasing the production of the herd, with the view and object of attaining and maintaining its peak performance in every person, every group, every tribe, every greater representation. One simple tool and rule to correct every problem of government and money.